are much more ambiguous. As some very good economists, I will name you names, for example, David Harvey, maybe the best interpreter of Marx today, of Capital. Sorry if I go into this more serious stuff, but he is behind this. You know what goes on now in readers of Marx, in humanities? Let's be frank. Till 10, 15 years ago, when Marxists, especially Frankfurt School tradition, when they referred to Marx, they really meant that introduction to Grundrisse, first chapter, and maybe a little bit of fifth chapter of Capital. They didn't really use it as a tool to analyze economy today. Now, if you want to be in, you must say volume 2 of Capital, which is about circulation, all the obstacles to free circulation, and that's it. So, but, you know, the best known part of Capital is that appendix to chapter 1 on commodity fetishism. And you discover something which I think today is more actual than ever. Just really give Marx a chance, read him. He is not saying economy works like that in reality, but we are caught in fetishist illusions. He says the exact opposite. He says, you know, the first sentence of that subchapter is, a commodity may appear a simple thing, but a close analysis of it reveals that it's full of theological tricks and so on and so on. So what Marx is saying is that if you are an everyday member of capitalist society, you think, what's the mystery? Money, commodity is just a thing I sell, I buy. No mystery. The mystery, fetishism, is in our social activity. It is how we act. On market exchange, it's there that we follow fetishism. You know why this is so important? Because today we are mostly cynics. We don't take things seriously. We think we are brutal enlightened. And the trick is no longer the old one. You have a religiously crazy guy and then you try to convince him about reality. No, at least in the Western countries, people are realists. And the trick is to demonstrate to them how deeply they are still caught in superstitions. To conclude, don't be afraid, let me repeat for, I think it's the 50th time, my favorite joke which shows this perfectly. Niels Bohr, Copenhagen, quantum physics, you know, he was also a philosophical genius. I'm sorry if most of you know this story. The rumor is that he was visited in his countryside by a friend scientist, and the scientist noticed a horseshoe at the entrance and told him, wait a minute, I thought you were a scientist. This is superstition. I don't know how it's here, but in continental Europe, horseshoe above the entrance door allegedly prevents evil spirits. And you know what is Bohr's answer? I'm a scientist. Of course, I don't believe that it works. But I was told it works even if you don't believe in it. That's how ideology functions today. People participate in the ritual, although they don't believe in it.
One of the things that you say in the book is that it is better to say that God is stupid, God is cruel, God is mendacious, than it is to say God doesn't exist. So basically, are you saying that, look, you read the Bible, I'm not going to dispute the existence of God, I'm going to say he's a real bastard. Is that the point you're making?
You know why my answer is yes, although it's more complex. My answer is yes, because what I am afraid that, of course, it's the same cynicism. Today, most of the people, majority even, somebody told me a couple of days ago that in the last opinion poll, for the first time in history, Christians, less than half of the British people consider themselves Christian, believe in God. But I claim that at the level of how they act, you know, they still act as if they believe. In what sense? in the sense of, sorry for this quick jump to Lacanian theory, that there is some agency of a big other which measures, evaluate our acts. For example, the worst theology in this sense for me is the hardline Stalinism. It may appear totally godless, but no. All the time Stalinists say, history will give us right. As if history is some virtual symbolic frame which at the end it will decide or reveal the truth about ourselves. And the classical Stalinist reply when you accuse them, but look what you are doing, killing millions, purges, is wait, at the end history will give us right. So what I don't like about usual direct materialists is that they claim something like this. Yes, there is no God, but nonetheless, the Christian ideas are beautiful, so let's just stick to the ideas without God. And with all my respect for Jews, most of my Jewish friends practice the same approach, especially since many of them are now no longer my friends. They think from the river to the sea really holds for Israel. No, they're openly saying this now. From the river to the sea, it's ours. And so I asked them, do you believe in God? They said no, and they admitted there is no God, but God nonetheless gave us the land of Israel. It's the same. It's incredible. So how this works, so that many people who proclaim themselves secular, at the level of how they act, their acts are still sustained by beliefs which they don't openly admit, but they practice these beliefs.